Hey everyone, this is Greg with SportsRehabExpert.com. Today I'm going to be talking about the concept of how no pain, no gain mentality is causing you a lot of heartache, a lot of pain, and a lot of problems because you think you need to go 24/7 all the time. But we need to also understand that in order to progress as an individual, progress strength, progress mobility, progress somebody out of pain, we're going to have to challenge somebody. So it's not all sunshine and lollipops. You got to work through some struggles, but you need to understand when you're pushing yourself too hard. So I use an analogy that I think is useful to understand, when to step on the throttle a little bit and push yourself, but also when it's time to back off and maybe pump the brakes a little bit too. So just think of things like a stoplight. So the obvious here is a red light. Red light, there's pain. It's very sharp. It's very precise. I could put my finger on it. It's very focal. And every rep you do, it starts to increase in discomfort. And even for somebody who is currently in pain, say you're at, everybody hates the pain scale, but say you're at a 5 out of 10 pain, somewhere in the middle. But every rep you do, it goes to a 6, it goes to a 7. It keeps increasing. That is not something we want to work through. Likewise, if it's very sharp, pinpoint, and very steep increase in your pain levels, that is not something we want to work through either. If you're not in pain at all, you should never work through pain. It doesn't make sense if you're not in pain currently to then push through pain. So again, it's important to make that distinguish. The other end of the spectrum is the green light. This is obvious, okay? If you don't have pain, then you can push hard. You can challenge yourself. Same thing with a movement. One movement might be pain-free. There's no discomfort whatsoever. It's very generalized workout feeling to the muscles. That's something you want to push through. That's something you want to challenge yourself through. But you do a different exercise, maybe this red light starts creeping in. So you have to understand the different scenarios, and that's going to change between exercises that you perform quite possibly. Now, again, the whole purpose of the Sports Rehab Expert Workout Plan 0 Week Links is to create a body that is resilient, and you don't really have to worry so much about the stoplight. But initially, when we're trying to build that resiliency in the body, there's going to be some different sensations that you're feeling. So we want to try to facilitate as many green lights as we can from a workout standpoint, but realize you're going to have some yellow lights too. So the yellow light is the gray area. And this is where you get some mild discomfort, which isn't bad, but it lingers. Lingering is where the gray area lies, and depending on how long it lingers, that is an indication of if it's more towards a red light or if it's more towards a green light. So I tell everybody you need to pass the 24-hour test, even if it's pain-free. So even if you're working through a green light, there's no pain at all, zero pain whatsoever. The next day, you need to wake up. And when you wake up, you should be able to tell yourself, hey, I could do this again if somebody forced me to do this workout again. It should just be muscle soreness that you should feel. You shouldn't wake up and feel, oh crap, this hurts. I don't really want to do that movement again today. If that's the case, then you're working through a red light. You need to back off. You need to step off the throttle. You need to not be so intense. You need to change something up, whether it's change how you perform that exercise, or it's just perform a different lift altogether, or change the weight that you performed. You need to change some type of variable there if you wake up the next day and you're thinking, oh crap, what have I done? I don't want to do that exercise again. Because that scenario does happen. You can go pain-free through an activity, but perhaps you cross that threshold level and the body doesn't start recognizing it until the next day. Muscle soreness is different. Delayed muscle soreness is different. That's just generalized soreness. But if you have a specific pinpoint problem the next day, that is a problem. You are pushing yourself through something that your body isn't ready to handle. You are exceeding the capacity of what the body is currently ready to handle. We need to operate at a threshold below that for a period of time to build your capacity up so that you can gradually push yourself more and more. The other not so obvious circumstance or situation is when, okay, I feel the exercise, it's not perfectly comfortable, but it's not painful either. I wouldn't classify it as pain, but it's not comfortable. Then the question becomes, okay, when you stop that exercise, does that discomfort linger? It feels like you can just walk it off, shake it off in a matter of 2-3 minutes. You're back feeling perfectly fine, just like you started again. And the next day you don't wake up and feel there is a problem, then that's something that's okay to work through. It's okay to push through that little bit of discomfort. But if you feel that the pain lingers on for the rest of the day, or that discomfort lingers on the rest of the day, or your pain level, if you're currently in pain, is now heightened for the rest of the day, and the rest of the day you're thinking, gosh, I really wish I didn't do that many reps or that weight or that movement, that's a red light. You need to step off the gas pedal, back it off, do it at a lower intensity, or do a different movement altogether. And you need to build up to that point in time. So if the pain lingers, or if the discomfort lingers for an excessive period of time, especially into the following day, you are in a red light and you need to back off the intensity. We want you to be working through green lights and early yellow lights. Avoid the late yellow lights and the red lights. So big key takeaways is it focal? Is it sharp? And does it increase every single rep you do? Those are red lights. Do not work through that. Those are late yellow lights to a red light. Don't work through that type of pain. If it's just generalized soreness, fatigue, difficulty, there is no to minimal lingering going on of those symptoms other than, again, muscle soreness the following day that does not last for an excessive period of time. We don't want muscle soreness that lasts for 3 days either. That's being too aggressive as well. But just feeling muscle sore like you had a good workout the following day is not a problem either. So generalized muscle soreness and non-lingering issues, that is what we're going for, and that's what you want to do on a consistent basis, and that's how you're going to keep building your capacity up, by keep operating at the edge of your current capabilities. Push yourself to that threshold, but then back away. Push yourself to that threshold and back away. Operate at the edge of your capabilities. Don't exceed that. And if you do exceed it, because again, it's okay to push your body from time to time. If you do exceed it, recognize it, and then give yourself a little bit more of some TLC, whether that's doing some, foam rolling, massage, some stretching, and just taking it easy the next day. Recognize those time periods, and paying attention to things like a stoplight is going to help you make better decisions when it comes to your training. And if even by chance after watching this video there's still something that's unclear about your particular scenario, this is where, if you are part of the 0 Weak Links workout program, we have the ability to communicate with you through the app. Submit us your question through the text through the app, and we'll get back with you to add some clarity about your issue. If you're a clinician taking the Sports Rehab Expert certification watching this video, then I would encourage you to start applying this with your patients. And if you have a question as it relates to somebody who is in pain that you're treating, again, hit us up through the app, and we'll help guide you along the process and help you make better decisions with your clients.